Yo, today we are going to watch the making of Jon Bellion's song Wash on the Pastor Fury YouTube. Let's check it out. Well, you guys, I was not expecting to get a new drop from Jon Bellion in regards to his new song, but as a producer, I'm super pumped that he dropped the making of. I love his making of videos, and you know, since so many of you guys enjoyed my reaction video, I figured why don't I go ahead and do a reaction to this too. I'm just pumped to watch it. So basically, you guys get to come along the journey with me, and I'm right now getting it off of WeTransfer. Ah, there it is. Jon Bellion, Wash, Build a Beat. I don't even know how long this video is. 20 minutes. Okay, well, I'll react to some of it. Here we go. And play.
Can you get a little more volume on that? I've had this thing.
See, the keys, that's my biggest desire, to learn more how to play piano. Such a foundation as a producer.
While working all the time to put out a product about being a good father. Does the world even want to hear about that shit? Everything's fucking sexy, baby. Everything is the opposite of the guy just that wakes up and goes to his fucking job and is trying to do right by his kids.
The language, though, I'm gonna have to bleep
What's
some of
my
that.
fear? That falls completely flat. That the whole world's like, I don't want to hear about no guy being like, being a dad is cool. That's and then it just being totally not landing, because you never know how culture lands. The only difference is now, with complete control and getting paid the way I want to, I can live and die by the failure. But the fear around it all is like, A, it either gets way too big where this whole thing gets out of control, or B, it's me sinking all of this thing, trying to prove a point about having my master's back to be in control of my own world. You know what I mean? Like, on those turnarounds, maybe. On those turnarounds is wherever that tag.
I love that they're just like in somebody's dining room.
Extend it again.
Like with their keys and stuff set up. I love how the common theme is like not starting with lyrics,
but it's like, where does it feel good to keep giving them that turnaround?
starting with sounds, and then go back and applying lyrics. See that over and over again.
You know what I mean? You get
So
crazy
many
by the
different
third one.
That's amazing.
What is that guy in the background vibing to? He got like a sound in his head.
I'm sold. I mean,
Just keep going.
Is that like a Rhodes?
yeah, just even if I just like think about, you know, my wife and kind of just spaz on the mic, and then we'll just plug in on the mom. You know what I mean? You know, I've never done before. I've been dying to do it. Just to put just options as if I'm sampling it from an older song, but it's my own song.
Your
And then
vocals.
do the chop
Sick.
around whatever the scheduled turnaround is.
So let's just put the wash melody on that beat.
So he's already got the wash.
Wash melody as the recording.
Perfect.
Wow, even just using the keyboards as the drum. Oh. I do love the cymbals. I think those make the beat.
staying married for 20 years is actually harder than being a pimp. It's like, okay, let me think different. I want to encourage that line of thought to change. So if my son listens to this when he's young, how can I encourage him to feel like it's cool to follow in the footsteps that my dad did, which is lay down his life to give a life to me, for me to do what I want to do.
See,
Sacrifice is cool.
Desire of
It's
sacrifice,
just not promoted that way.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what am I walking into?
fatherhood. That's beautiful.
Because every day, I don't have the father figure moving forward. I have the stuff from my father, what he's taught me, the stuff he's instilled. But then when you're a man on your own and you have the weight of the world on your shoulders with your wife, where you don't even tell your wife about your problems, you don't, as a man, you hold on to a lot. I want that whole entire struggle of what it's like to be a dad, all to be in an artistic package that feels accessible to everybody. It not landing in that way is my deepest fear.
Treat your body like a river. See you coming at me like a river. Let it wash over me. Stem on your face, don't let it change like it changes. Let it wash before the
I love that.
It's gotta feel like this.
I love this whole theme of like
Yeah, I feel
healthy
like
manhood
outward
and
just
parenting
try to
and
encapsulate what
legacy.
this feels like and get lost in it, and then whatever kind of dumps out, we just figure out a way to puzzle piece it into the top line. That's like never how I'm operating. I feel like it would just come out super different. That's like an A+ hook for an average song, you know what I mean? Keep that as the verse though. And when you flip back,
I love that.
I love how real that guitar sounds, and it's just a keyboard. That's finding quality sound.
Let me say like on my love, on my steady fires. Let it wash and flip. Every time we do the wash.
When I heard this was done with all MIDI, we shared that on the Beautiful Mind Club, I was impressed. Because so much of it sounds like authentic sound, like authentic instruments.
Feel like we made moment. See like it taste, don't take. Feel like we left on me like a moment. Let it wash over me. See you coming at me like a wave.
Feels even on some like Bob Dylan shit. See you coming at me like a wave and fall down.
Treat your body like a river wind. See you coming at me like a wave and touch me 12 waves, stuck on the ledge, look like a million diamonds.
Yep.
Seeing like he's looking at the lake and seeing all the light reflecting, and imagining that being like the beauty of his wife. That's just so wonderful, you know? The way that God's creation can inspire so much love
All
and
day he's saying,
appreciation for him and for
I don't need
others.
toys anymore. He said all day to me. I had no idea what he meant. I don't need toys anymore, Dad. He kept saying it to me. He was eating breakfast. Oh, by the way, Dad, I don't need toys anymore. He's 3. I don't need toys anymore. I don't need toys anymore. I put him to bed. He goes, you don't have to work anymore. I don't want you to leave me.
Wow.
I don't need toys anymore.
Oh,
I'm like, man, what am I chasing? There's no amount of cars I could buy to be present with my kid. There's no amount of number ones I could be to be present with my kid. Ooh, that's an album. But the world works in such an odd way where you look at what's promoted,
That's what I'm saying.
and you're like, sometimes I'm like, man, am I just going to the gallows of like people who ain't nobody want to hear about that shit. So I want to work overtime to make sure that the shit raw is. So when the producer hears it or whatever, it's like this is the ball main level of trying to say that being a present father is important. It's like, how do you supplement the after school special of that? But that's actually the truth. I know a lot of CEOs with a lot of fucking money with some estranged ass kids.
wow.
Not me.
So you don't hear any of this in the song. But like all of this truth is wrestling with fatherhood, wrestling with presence over the production. Like that spirit sits in the music. And I think that's part of why it's so powerful. There's a spiritual component to so many things that we don't recognize. So good. I love how he's sampling himself. Love it.
Let it wash all
I love it when you know you got something. They know it.
stars on the lake look like a million diamonds. When I see you walk away, that's my baby. She's your body like a wave.
That's one of my favorite parts.
See you
When it
coming
stops
at me like a wave.
Loving the work on the keys right now. This is so fun.
Have one where give us a back half.
Yeah, it's so cool, man. This whole time I thought that was real instruments until, I heard him say somewhere that it was all MIDI. You guys, there's so much in this, and I know you didn't get to see me watching all of it, and I know you hopefully are going to be going and watching the full thing when he releases it to the public. I didn't want to give you all that right now, but Jon Bellion, once again, is letting us in. And this is one of the things I love about him as an artist. He continues to let us in to the process, not just as like producers that maybe we can learn from him, but as humans that we can really tap into like what it looks like to be really fully releasing yourself to the creative act. Because there's so many places in there where he's making unconventional decisions. There's a place where you heard the chains, dangling, and they were recording. He's like, "Oh, keep those in." Like, this is that album. You guys, there's so many things that artists, I think, often desire to do because they want their music to land in a certain way and to achieve a certain result. And it's easy to end up manufacturing whatever just to get that result versus really giving yourself over to the process and really believing that, man, I don't really, like, even in this mess, like, there's something beautiful in this. That's why I believe the Spirit of God is really, truly at work in the creative act. And I think that that's one of the things that as Christians, if we are watching this, if you're a Christian watching this, this is one of the things that we need to make sure that we do, that no matter what we're doing, we truly allow it to be an act of worship, because in that, God is really going to have his way, and it's going to have the impact that you would have never imagined, you would have never dreamed. And I hope that people are watching his stuff and they're tapping into what God may be at work in themselves wanting to do if they would release control, release so much of the results that we try to chase after. And I love that sweet moment that he talked about that he had with his son. And you don't even recognize any of that in the song, but trust me, there's a reason why certain songs hit, certain albums hit, and it's because of what is going on in the heart and the soul and the spirit of the artist as they're putting it together. And what he shared was this overtone of his desire to be a man, to be a father, to leave a legacy that it isn't one of neglect and isn't one of prioritizing some creative product over his wife and his kids. And that was, heartbreaking and yet heartwarming when he talked about his son saying, "I don't need any more toys. I want you." And I'll leave it at this, especially for those watching this who are Christians. God in our relationship can often, and this is going to sound weird, and I don't want y'all to look at this as blasphemy, but he can often be like that little son that Bellion, has. He referenced his kid. "I don't need any more toys." And why did he say that? He just wanted his presence. He just wanted him. He just wanted him. God doesn't need the fruit of our hands. God doesn't need what we produce. God doesn't need our creativity. He just wants us. He doesn't need any more toys. He just wants us. So today, in whatever you do, give it your all. Treat it as an act of worship, because in the worship, you can draw closer to the Father. And that's the aim. That's the goal. Draw closer to him in whatever you do, and let his love wash over you. I'll see you guys back here next time on the next video. And who knows? If he keeps dropping stuff, I might keep reacting to it. I'm going to try not to make this a Jon Bellion channel, but I'm just going to keep going with the flow of what I'm enjoying and share my stuff with you guys. So see y'all next time. Like, subscribe, you know the deal. Be blessed, be a blessing, and keep creating for God's glory. Peace.